Hello everyone, myself Helly Mehta, working as an assistant professor in Computer Engineering Department of Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari. Our subject is Database Management System. Our unit 1 is Database System Architecture. So first of all, introduction to DBMS. As the name suggests, the database management system consists of two parts. First is database and second is management system. Now first of all, we will see what is database. So to find out what database is, we have to start from the data. So first of all, what is data? Data is the basic building blocks of the database management system. So first of all, what is data? So data is a fact, figure and statistic having no particular meaning. For example, 1, ABC, 19 are the examples of data. Second is record. Record is a collection of related data items. So here we have a roll number, name and age are the column of the table, and 1, ABC, 19 are the collection of data which is known as the record. So individually 1 is the data, individually ABC is the data and 19 is the data. Now collectively it is known as a record. So 1, ABC, 19 is our first record. Now next is table or relations. It is the collection of related records. Here we have a one record, that is 1, ABC and 19. See here in this table we have a three records. So first roll number, AB's name is ABC and age is 19. That is our first record. Next record is 2 DEF and 22. It is our second record. Next is 3 XYZ and 28. It is our third record. So collectively this is known as a table. It is a collection of related record. So collection of record is known as a table or relation. And here we have a collection of data. It is known as a record. Okay, the column of this table are called field, attributes or domain. So here in this table we have a three column, that is roll number, name and age. This is known as attributes or domain or fields, and the row are called as a record. So this is first row, this is second row and this is third row. It is known as a record. So in this table we have a three column and this is three records. Okay. Next is a database. Database is a collection of related relations. Consider the following collection of tables. Here we have a four tables. That is, first table is T1, second is T2, third is T3, and fourth is T4. In this table we have a three column, that is roll number, name and age. Now here we have a three records, that is 1, 2, 3. So this is our table 1. In table 2 we have a two column, that is roll number and address. So here also we have a three column, three row, that is 1, 2, 3, that is three records. Now here we have a table 3 which have a roll number and year. So here we have a three roll number 1, 2, 3 and the years. Now in table 4 we have a year, that is 1 and 2, and a two column, that is year and hosted. So these four tables are collectively known as database, and these four tables are correlated, dependent on each other. So collection of related relations. So database is a collection of table of related relations. So that is T1, T2, T3 and T4. That four tables are connected with each other, and that is collectively known as database. Next, in the database, data is organized strictly in row and column format. As I explained here, here we have a two column, that is roll number and year, and here we have a three row, that is 1, 2 and 3. So collectively it is known as a table. Okay, so in database, data is organized in the row and column. The row are also called tuple or record. As I have explained here, we have a three records, or we can say that there are three tuples. Okay, the data items within one row may belongs to different data type. See here we have a one row, that is 1 and year. So this is roll number have another data type and year have another data type. Okay, it is possible, but on the other hand, the columns are often called domain or attributes, and all the data items within a single attributes are of the same data type. The meaning is here we have a roll number. Okay, the data type or roll number must be same for all three records. Okay, now the data type for roll number and data type for year may be different, but so the data type or of row may be different and the data type for the column must be same. See here we have a roll number. Okay, so here we have a number and here we have a address. It is a collection of characters, so the data type of roll number and address must be different. Okay, but the data type of all three roll number must be same, and data type of address Kolkata, Delhi, Mumbai all have a same data type. Okay, the database is a organized collection of interrelated data. As I have explained here, these all tables are interrelated with each other. Okay, for example, consider a bank database. The bank stores the data of the customer in the file name customer detail. So bank have a database and in that they have a one table, that is customer detail, in which they store the information of customer. So first information is customer ID. Okay, cust underscore ID, that is the name of the customer's identification number. Okay, then customer last name. This column store the customer's last name, customer's middle name, the customer's middle name, the customer first name, the customer's first name. Okay, then account number is store the customer's account number. Then bank branch is store the customer's branch name. Then customer email address is store the customer's email address, and account type, which type of account the customer have. So these all are the column of the table, that customer ID, last name, middle name, first name, account number, bank branch, customer email address, and account. These all are the column of the table customer detail. Okay, so bank have one another table, that is loan. The bank also store a data about the loan taken by the customers. The loan details are stored in another table named customer loan. The customer loan file have a following field, that is customer ID. So loan also consider the customer's identification number. Loan number is store the loan number. Amount in dollar, the amount loan by the bank to the customer. So these all are the column of customer loan. Now see here, one customer can avail multiple loans from the bank. The data stored in a two file, customer details and customer loan, constitute interrelated data. Okay, so customer detail and loan are connected with each other. See here, we have an example. In this, we have a customer detail. The column I have explained over here. See here, we have a customer ID, customer last name, customer middle name, customer first name, account number, type of account number, bank branch, and customer email. So these all are the column of the table. Okay, now we enter the data. For example, 101, name is Smith A. Mike. Okay, account number is 1020, account type is saving, bank branch is downtown, and customer email address is smith_mike@yahoo.com. This is our first record. Okay, see here, this is our first record. 102 is our second record. 103 is our third record. 104 is our fourth record, and 105 is our fifth record. So these all are known as the record of this table. Okay, so this is our one table, customer details. Okay, now we have another table, that is loan number. So we have a customer ID over here and we have a customer ID over. So this customer ID is copy here. So this customer ID and this customer ID are same. Okay, from that some customers have a loan. So customer 101, 103, 104 and 103 have a loan. So we mention over here this customer ID. Okay, 105 have a no loan and 103 have a two loans. Okay, so this data is dependent on this data. Okay, so these two tables are known as interrelated data. After that we have a loan number and amount in dollar. Okay, so these two are the table, that is customer detail and that is loan detail, and that are stored in the bank database. See here, so bank database have a customer detail and loan number. So this is our first table and this is our second table. Both are stored in the database, and these both tables are interrelated with each other as we are using this customer ID over here. So this is the concept of interrelated data. Okay, next, see here, the data in the database is integrated, which means the data is a collection of several distinct files. These distinct files may have some duplicate data, but the duplication of the data is kept the minimum. Okay, see here, here we have a one table. In that we have a account number. Okay, so two different people, the user from the loan department and user from the customer department, both are using the same data. Okay, so these are the data using by two different person for different purposes. So this is the data. Now, as shown in the figure, the account number information from the customer detail file is being accessed by the user in the bank's fixed deposit department and the user in the bank's loan department. The information would typically be used for a different purpose by the two classes of user. As I have explained here, these two persons are from different departments and they are using same data from customer detail. Okay. The users can even concurrently access the database. The concurrent access implies that the different user can access the same piece of data at the same time. See here, at the same time, two different users are using same data. Okay, it is clearly seen in the diagram, that is two different people from two different departments are using same data at the same time. Okay, the data in the database can be shared. Sharing means individual piece of data in the database can be shared among different users. Each of those users can have access the same piece of data. They can use the data for a different purpose. So it is known as a data sharing. The two different people are using same data at the same time for different purpose. Okay. Now next is points to remember. A database is an organized collection of interrelated data. As I have already explained over here, database is a collection of tables and that tables are interrelated with each other. Okay, data in the database are integrated. It can be shared. This is the example of sharing. And they can be concurrently accessed, that two different people are access the same data at the same time for different purposes. Okay, that are the points to remember. Now, what is database management system? So first is data. Data is a fact that can be recorded or stored. For example, person's name, age, gender, weight, all are the examples of data. Next is database. Database is a collection of logically related data. For example, book database in a library, students database in the university. Okay. For students, we can store the data, student's name, student's enrollment number, student phone number, student's address, all are the logically related data for student database. Now management. The management of database means manipulation, searching and security of the data. Suppose we have to find out the student's result on GTU website. Then we search the data on the website. Okay, searching exam papers in the GTU website. These all are the searching of the database. Suppose we have to take some insert or delete some data, then it is known as a manipulation of data, and security of the data is known as the management of the system. Next, what is system? The system means programs or tools used to manage the database. So SQL Server Studio, Oracle are the system. Okay. Now, most important is DBMS. A DBMS is a database management system, is a software for creating and managing the database, and database is a collection of tables. Okay. Next is, what is the database management system? The database management system is a software designed to define, means we have to define database, we have to manipulate, we have to retrieve the data, and we have to manage the data in the database. For example, ML, SQL Server, Oracle, etc. A database management system is a collection of interrelated files and a set of programs that allows user to access and modify the files. The primary goal of database is to provide a convenient and efficient way to store the data, to retrieve the data, and to modify the data. So we can use we can store the data of students in student table. Okay, we can get that data for particular enrollment number, that is known as retrieval of data, and modification of number. Suppose one student's and contact number is changed, so I can modify the information of that student's contact number, that is known as modification of information. This all facility is provided into the database. See here, one user is accessing the database. So database have a one table, customer details, that have a customer ID, account number, account type, bank branch, customer license number, and here is a one person working with this database. So this is the example of database. The database systems are designed to define structure for a storage of the data. So how we store the data, in which manner to show this structure, we have to use the database. So provide mechanism for manipulation of data. So means insert the data, update the data, delete the data, ensure the safety of the data stored despite the system crashes or attempts at unauthorized access. So security is always first to secure our database, and share data among the different users. Insert database system are designed to manage large volume of data, so we can store the multiple records in the database. So why DBMS? So DBMS ensure that application programs and queries are data independent. They do not depend on any one particular physical representation of data in secondary storage or access techniques allowed for the sharing of data among different users. As I have explained the sharing concept, users are also able to access the database concurrently without facing the issue of inconsistent data. Means two users from different department can use same data for different purpose. Control the redundancy and inconsistency. It provides the security. Enforce integrity constraint by preventing the entry of invalid information in the database. So using the constraint concept, we can prevent the entry of invalid information in the database, that we will see in the next chapters. So enables backup and recovery from the system database. So we can take backup of our database and we can recover from the crashes. So this is the functionality of DBMS. Next is the types of database. So there are two types of database, that is centralized database and second is distributed database. So in centralized database, all the data is located at a single site, where in distributed database, the database is stored on a several computers. So here we have a single computer, here we have a several computers. So it allows for greater control over accessing and updating the data. So in centralized database, control is we have a great control over the accessing the data. So in a distributed database, computers in a distributed system communicate with one another through various communication media through high-speed network or telephone line. As we have a multiple computers over here, so that multiple computers communicate with each other through various communication media. Vulnerable to failure as they depends on the availability of resource as a central site. Here we have a one. Here chances of failures are more. Here distributed database are geographically separated and managed. So different computer and they are connected with each other. So the chances of failures are less. The distributed database are separately administrated. Distributed database have a slower interconnection. So see the example, the account information of customer is stored in a particular branch of bank. Okay, this information must be shared across all automated teller machine, that is ATM. Okay, so that customer can withdraw money from their accounts. Instead of storing the customer information in every ATM machine, it can be stored at a common place and shared over a network. So from anywhere we can access the money from the ATM. This is the example of a centralized database. Okay, in distributed database, suppose consider the bank system. The bank's head office is located at Chicago and the branches of the offices are at Melbourne and Tokyo. Okay, so main branch is located at Chicago and another two branches are located at Melbourne and Tokyo. The bank database is distributed across the branch office. The branch offices are connected through a network. So here we have a different branches and they are connected with each other. So this is the example of distributed database. base. See here, we have a centralized database, that is a database server, and they are different ATMs are connected with that centralized database. So from anywhere we can access the money, and our data are stored at a one server, that is database server. So from anywhere we can access the money. There is no need to store our information in every ATM. So this is the example of centralized database. Here we have a distributed database. Here we have a one network. Our main office is at Chicago. See here. Okay. Now our second branch is at Tokyo and another branch is at Melbourne. So they have a different server. See here. Here we have a server at Melbourne. Here we have a server at Chicago. Here we have a server at Tokyo. And they are connected separately. Okay. This is the Tokyo, that is Chicago, and that is Melbourne. And here we have a network. Oh, so this is the distributed database. Here we have a multiple computers and multiple servers. Here we have a only central servers. Okay, so this is the example of distributed database. Now, application of database management system. DBMS is a computerized record keeping system. Okay, so record are kept in the database, so we can access the data, we can modify the data, and we can delete the data. So this is the concept of the database management system. The DBMS is required wherever the data need to be stored. So whenever we have to store the data, DBMS is used. So first is e-commerce, that is Flipkart, Amazon, etc. Online television streaming, that is Hotstar, Amazon, etc. Social media, WhatsApp, Facebook. Banking and insurance, airlines and railway, universities and college, schools, human resource departments, hospital and medicals, and government organizations. So whenever we have to store data, we have to use database management system. Thank you.